Hey everyone, Michael O'Brien here. So one question that a lot of people have asked over the years, and I have kind of tried to stay away from it. I already gave kind of my 2 cents on YouTube and magic in general. But a lot of people ask, can I learn magic from YouTube, right? And the answer is yes and no. So the hard thing about learning magic from YouTube, especially if you're a beginner and you've never done magic before, is you don't know who is teaching you correctly and who isn't. It's really hard to distinguish between an expert magician that's teaching you magic on YouTube and some guy that just learned a trick that just wants to expose the secret and you're going to try to learn from them, right? I can tell you right now, like 99% of the people watching this that are magic professional magicians are screaming at me saying, no, you can't learn from YouTube. Go buy, Card College or go buy like any magic book or whatever, right? Sometimes we don't have access to those magic books. Me personally, when I was younger, I started learning with the Jaw Droppers series. For those of you who know what that is, it was on VHS. That's how old I am. But as I started to get older and I wanted to expand out and I wanted to learn more magic, I did learn from watching YouTube videos. I learned how to do a back palm from watching YouTube. I learned how to do a double lift from watching YouTube. I learned a couple of forces, like how to force a card from watching YouTube. There are tons of amazing YouTube magicians that are also professional magicians outside of YouTube that do an excellent job of teaching magic. Almost like if you were to buy one of their downloads or one of their DVDs, you're getting the same high quality of instruction watching their YouTube channel, right? There are also plenty of magicians on YouTube that are hobbyist magicians that haven't really put in the work, haven't really been doing magic that long, but they want to teach you everything that they know, whether it be because they love magic, or maybe they just want more followers on YouTube, right? There's a lot of tutorial channels that you can tell, they don't quite know what they're talking about. They're just putting out all of this content so that they can get more clicks and views and stuff. So here is my advice to anyone that wants to learn from YouTube. First thing I would do is check and see if this person has an online presence outside of YouTube. And I don't just mean like on Facebook or Instagram. I mean like, is this person publishing books? Is this person publishing magic products? Is this person putting out DVDs, videos, etc., right? Those are some red flags. If you're seeing someone posting something on YouTube and they're giving away all of this magic stuff, but they're not really well known in the magic community, or they don't have any products or books or anything like that, chances are they're probably just using this YouTube channel to either monetize or, to get more followers, which means there is a chance that they're probably not a professional magician. They're probably not used to teaching magic. Now, having said that, that is a red flag, but that doesn't mean automatically that if you look them up and you can't find them, that you shouldn't watch from their channel. They might very well be a very good teacher, and they might know what they're talking about, but maybe they've just never put out a magic product before, and that's okay. Another thing that I would look for is to see, is the person taking the time to teach you the trick, and are they doing a good job of explaining it? If they're just showing you how the trick works and that's the end of the video, in my opinion, that's not a tutorial. That's an exposure video. I already did this long video on the difference between teaching and exposure, so I'm not going to get into that too much in this video. Go check it out. It's in my Advice for Magicians playlist, or it's in the other playlist. I forget. I'll leave a link for you guys in the description so you don't have to go searching for it. But I would recommend checking out that video anyways. So when it comes to teaching magic, you should really be teaching not only the sleights, and you should be teaching them correctly, but you should also be teaching how to perform the sleights, how to perform the trick, how to use misdirection, giving real practical advice to people so that they know what they're doing when they're actually executing the moves and they're actually out there in the real world performing. If I just show you, okay, this is a double lift. You pick up 2 cards and it looks like there's 1 card, but there's really 2 cards. Okay, cool. So now moving on to the next thing. They're not really teaching you how to perform the double lift. What they're doing is they're showing you what a double lift is, and they're exposing the double lift. So channels like that, I would stay away from, okay? Another thing too is, and I don't want to sound ageist, I guess, or prejudiced against like younger kids teaching magic, but if you're watching a magic tutorial by like an 8-year-old kid, you're not watching a good magic tutorial. Again, you're watching an exposure video. A 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old kid teaching magic tricks, I probably wouldn't do that either. I would probably watch magic from an adult. And I'm not saying this because kids are stupid and they don't know what they're talking about. But watching magic from an adult on YouTube that's teaching magic means that they've probably been doing magic long enough to at least kind of understand what they're talking about. If you're watching magic from an 8-year-old kid, they have not had the time to really absorb the magic and learn it. There might be an exception to the rule. You might be dealing with a prodigy that's learned magic when they were 2 and has been performing magic like with, you know, like David Blaine is like their personal trainer and they're like out there doing like working gigs at 8. You might find that, but I guarantee you they're not teaching videos on YouTube, okay? So the moral of the story is you want to try to find someone that has been doing magic for long enough that they're able to teach you the magic. So probably don't go to videos of magic, of kids trying to teach you how to do magic tricks and stuff. The last red flag that I would suggest looking out for is simply, you know, the quality of the video. Now, this is another thing where it's like, the video quality might be bad, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bad teacher, and they might be teaching you properly. The perfect example of this that I always use is if you look at any of Shoot Ogawa's like early VHS or DVDs, they all look like they were shot like in his basement, like in front of like his curtain, like in the bathroom, and like there's no like mics or anything. He's just like, you know, just like a little handheld camera, like shot in his bathroom with like the shower curtains behind him or whatever. But you know that you're getting amazing teaching because he is an actual working magician and he does teach magic for a living. So the quality of the production isn't so much important in that aspect. But when you're watching a magic tutorial video and the first thing you see is like the phone is sit down on the floor and the person is sitting, you know, cross-legged in front of the phone, and they're not wearing shoes, and like their feet are like in front of the phone, and like, you know, they're doing magic with a deck of cards that like looks like that deck of cards was purchased 10 years ago and they've been using the same deck of cards for like the last 10 years, and they're trying to teach you like how to do this like card trick or whatever. Chances are you're probably not watching a tutorial from a professional. You're probably watching a tutorial from some random person. So the moral of the story is this: if you don't know and you're brand new into magic and you want to learn some good magic, I am going to suggest that you guys check out the classics. You know, your Royal Road to Card Magics, your Card College, you know, your Tarbells. Check those things out. I know that they can get expensive, especially like if you're trying to get like the complete series because you want to learn all this stuff. There are also plenty of magic books that I can that I can think of that you can get for pretty good price. Like Royal Road to Card Magic is an amazing book if you're looking to learn card tricks, and you can find that for like $10 on like probably Amazon, I'm gonna guess, if you wanted to look it up. Like, it's really affordable book. There are also several free videos that you guys can watch online that are not on YouTube, that you can learn magic from. Big magic dealers tend to put free videos out there. Like Penguin Magic has free videos, Theory 11 has free videos, Illusionist has free videos. You can start learning from those free videos because at the very least, even if it's not being taught by someone at that company, like for example, Theory 11 has their marketplace, and on their marketplace, these are creations that have been submitted from like the general public, right? Like I could submit there, like you could submit a trick there if you wanted to, but at the very least, it's at least screened by Theory 11, right? Or Penguin or Illusionist or whatever company you're sending these tricks to, Murphy's, etc. It's at least screened so that you're not getting like total crap. You're at least learning magic from people that these companies would say, yeah, this is pretty good. You can learn from this, right? Craig Petty does a whole rant on this, so if you guys want to go check out his channel, I know I did a review or a little thing on Craig a couple days ago. I recommend going and checking out his channel if you haven't already done that. He's done a series of magic rants on exactly what I'm talking about right now, so a lot of fun. But anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of free stuff. You can go to a library. I know right now it's kind of hard because of COVID. A lot of like public things are like closed. But when this stuff opens, maybe you can go to a library and you can check out magic books there at the library. They have magic books at like Barnes and Noble. I've seen them for not too expensive, right? There's the Mark Wilson Complete Course in Magic, right? That big old thick black book. It's like got 500 pages in it. I think it's like $30. You get that book and you're set for like a really long time. That's one of the first books that I got when I was a kid. I got the pocket edition actually. It's like that big, but it's like that thick. It's almost a square. It's a big old thick book. But so much magic in there, and not just with cards. You can learn magic with everyday objects like paper clips, money, coins, whatever, right? So there's a lot that you can learn. But having said all of that, if you are going to choose to learn magic from YouTube, because I know a ton of people are, I know I did it when I was younger. If you are going to choose to learn magic on YouTube, do your best to find teachers, like I said, that are reputable, that actually know what they're teaching. And the size of the channel doesn't matter. They can have 300 followers or they can have 300,000 followers. The size of the channel isn't really that important. It's the content that really matters. So find a YouTube channel. I'll leave a link in the description here of a few that I can think of right off the top of my head, like 52 Cards channel. Assad is a good friend of mine. He's a professional working magician outside of magic, and what he did was he decided to take all of his knowledge and put it on YouTube to give it away for free so that magicians have a really good, solid place to start learning magic. So 52 Cards, cards with a K. Really good YouTube channel to learn from. Xavier Spade has a YouTube channel where he teaches magic tutorials on that channel as well. Chris Ramsay, another great magic instructor, has a channel where he teaches magic. I do teach magic on this channel. You guys can watch magic videos on this channel and you can learn a thing or two. I try to keep the magic on this channel easy for super extreme beginners. And if you want, guess what? You can actually go and you can buy downloads too. You can buy DVDs. If you have a VCR at home, you can buy tapes of some of the greats, right? You get like, you know, Marlowe or Jeff McBride or whatever it is that you want to learn. I really suggest learning it right the first time. And the reason for this is very simple. If you learn something the wrong way at a younger age when you're first starting magic, and then years down the road you go like, wow, like this is something that's really special to me. I actually really want to go out and do this, and I want to start doing birthday parties and like weddings, and I want to start like booking gigs, and maybe I can make a living doing this. And you're going to get to a point where you actually want to go out and do this for real, and you're going to have a lot of bad habits that you need to break that you never learned were bad habits because you weren't learning from good sources. So that's the reason why I harp on this so much. It's not so much because of the exposure thing. I don't think YouTube is ruining magic or anything like that. I think that we have a generation of magicians that grew up watching these videos on YouTube, and unfortunately a lot of these videos are not very good, and they're not teaching the techniques the right way, and they're not teaching how to perform the tricks. So you have a generation of kids. I say kids, I mean like, you know, beginners in magic. You could be like 20 and be a kid in magic, in my opinion. But we have this generation of younger magicians that are going out and performing magic. They're not doing it well. They're not doing it correctly. They're developing all these bad habits. And it's really hard to break. I mean, if you don't really care that much and you just want to learn a couple of tricks to like impress your girlfriend or to show your friends at work, honestly, it's not a big deal. Learn like the 21 card trick, learn like a double lift, learn like a force, maybe a key card trick, and you'll be good to go. But if you really want to seriously start studying magic, I've already mentioned all of the reasons in this video. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. More advice for magicians coming up. I'll see you guys next time. Please be sure to click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and don't forget to ring the notification bell to stay updated on future videos.